Right, then I'll expect the papers here in my office by the end of next week. Right, yes, thank you. Goodbye. I'm sorry, Mike, but I'm here so seldom these days, everything seems to pile up.
Alan, I found out about that phone call from Rita by accident. But it bothered me a lot.
Look, I have no idea why she called, or why she refuses to tell anyone where she is. She's put me in a very awkward position.
I assume you haven't told Hope about it?
No, I was hoping I could clear the whole business up without having to.
Have you, returned Rita's call?
No, but I'll be honest with you. I was planning to call her and tell her how awkward it was for me that she refused to tell anyone her whereabouts. Her number's unlisted. I had written it on a piece of paper and kept it in a drawer in my room at the club. When I was there earlier today, I found that someone had broken in. The only thing taken was that piece of paper with her name and address on it. I'm completely baffled by it all. I'm not going to be able to call her back because I didn't memorize the number and it was on that piece of paper. Hey, come in.
Oh, I'm sorry for interrupting, but it is after 6 now. There are a great many things we still have to go over. Do you want to work with me at my place later or not?
Yes, I suppose we'll have to now.
All right. I'll expect you around 8. I'll cook something light so we can both have dinner there.
Fine.
Good night, Mike.
Good night.
Mike, I hope you'll believe me when I tell you that it's over between Rita and me.
Yeah, I believe you. I would like to have your permission to have your room fingerprinted.
Look, I don't want any publicity, and I certainly don't want to have to report what was stolen.
Now, that won't be necessary, but I believe the person who broke into your room is the same person that sent Ed a copy of Rita's phone number and address. And also a copy of a very personal letter that Rita had written to you before she left Springfield.
Justin called about 7:30 in hopes that you two will be here when he gets home.
Jackie, I've got to leave for Chicago in the morning. I've got to make it an early night.
Oh, what a face.
Oh, by the way, I called Laney. She wants you to come over to dinner tomorrow night.
Oh, great, thanks.
My father lives in Chicago. Carrie, I'd love for you to meet him. I'll give you his address and his phone number just in case you find you have the time.
It's a good idea. I know I won't be lonely. I have a lot of friends of my own to visit, too.
Although I hate to see you go, I'm very happy to know that you'll be very busy.
Well, I certainly will. Ross?
Yeah?
There's something that's been on my mind. Have you noticed a change in Diane Ballard?
Oh, I don't know. What do you mean?
I don't know. I can't really put my finger on it. It's just that she's sort of taking more authority every day. She okayed some sketches for a new ad campaign today, and I know Alan never saw them. Maybe Alan's giving her all this authority because he's been spending so much time with Hope and the baby, but then she set up this entire trip to Chicago and never consulted him.
I know one of these days Diane is going to go too far. She seems to forget that Alan is still the boss over there, and he still has a say on the final decisions at Spaulding Enterprise.
Could we please change the subject? I heard more than enough about Diane Ballard when I was married to Alan.
I'm sorry, Jackie. There's nothing more boring than two people talking shop after work. It's just been preying on my mind.
Listen, all I know is that Diane has very little life outside of the business, and to my mind, that's part of her problem.
Well, on the brighter side, the more I get to know Alan Spaulding, the more I like him. Today he was talking about his new son, and he just glowed with pride. He told me he was going to leave all his holdings to his 3 children, that he really wanted to get out from under some of his business responsibilities and try to just enjoy life. Oh, he also asked me to tell you, please, would you finish writing up his will so he can sign it? I told him I would see to it personally, so please do not put me in a bad light with my new boss.
There you go.
Thank you.
Oh, you know, I'm really going to miss these meetings if you do start keeping normal office hours again.
Well, it didn't work out very well today, did it? There were so many distractions. I wasn't able to concentrate on anything. I absolutely reject this proposal of Henry's about acquiring another electronics company that's in trouble.
Oh, I didn't even mean to show you that. I'd already rejected it simply because it came from Henry.
You know, in spite of everything, I felt sorry for Henry today. He looked very tired and defeated.
Oh, well, I'm not a bit sorry for him, and I can't wait until he and Vanessa are out of the company for good.
There's something I have to talk to you about.
Sounds serious.
No, I just want you to know about it. If Hope agrees to a reconciliation, I think I'm going to want to go away with her for a while, maybe several months.
Who would make the important decisions while you're gone?
Well, Jennifer tells me that Amanda is improving rapidly. Now, if she's able to take over her share of the responsibility, of course, with Ross there to advise her.
I think you may be putting too much trust in Ross's judgment.
Well, I know he's head over heels in love with Carrie Todd, but I still respect his capabilities, and he's bright. Plus, he's on our side against the Chamberlains, and that's a big plus.
Oh, well, I wouldn't be too sure about that. Joe Bradley was on our side against the Chamberlains, too, and that turned out to be a hoax.
Are you saying that you think Ross is doing the same thing?
Well, I don't have any proof, but it is certainly a possibility. And I don't think I have to explain to you, if Ross and Amanda join forces with Henry and Vanessa, they will have you in a very vulnerable position.
I hate to think you were right about Ross.
Well, I'm keeping my eye on all of them very closely these days. I will keep you informed. But in the meantime, I don't think you should put so much trust in Ross.
Always comes back to the same thing, doesn't it? The only person I can trust in the entire company is you.
Oh, look at Katie. She's having such a good time.
Tony's so up, I guess it's contagious.
You know, I really like Tony, even though he is Nola's brother.
Okay, come on. When are you two gonna give up this grudge you have against Nola and stop putting her down every time someone even mentions her name?
I think Derek's right. Yes, she walked out on Floyd at the last minute, but she can be really nice and a lot of fun.
You know, you guys have a pretty short memory. What about the night that Nola came by your apartment before you were going to take Morgan to that dance, and she asked you to fix her a drink when she knew that you were trying to kick the
I'm trying to forget about that night. Besides, it wasn't Nola's fault that I started drinking.
Hey!
Hey, you know what this party needs is a couple more bottles of wine. We get this whole thing on the road here.
wait, stop, it's still early. Let's slow
I
down.
don't think it's too early for you to cut loose and have a little fun, Katie.
When is Floyd coming?
I don't know. When I called home, Mom just said that, not to pick him up, he'd get over here on his own. I see an empty glass over there.
Hey, I'm gonna stick with my orange juice here.
All right. Listen, I want to make a toast.
Oh.
Toast.
I know.
Yes, a toast to Morgan and Kelly.
Yeah.
Thanks for giving up a quiet evening of wedded bliss to help me come and celebrate. Here. We do it, right?
Thanks for having us come along.
Okay, I've done my work. Now somebody else make a toast.
All right, I will.
Uh-oh.
Center stage. Toast.
Miss Hillary.
To Tony Reardon and his fabulous new job.
Well, I'm going to expect to see all of you around the Copper Lantern Bar regularly. And Floyd's going to play the guitar and sing there a couple nights a week.
Oh, great.
He told me that they're going to try to get this guy named Kelly to come over and sing because he's got a great voice. I don't know if I'll be able to fit that in my schedule.
Oh, I'd love it if...
Hey, I hear that Vanessa and Trish are going to pay their entertainers pretty good.
I'll fit it into my schedule.
Then maybe we can afford to buy a lamp.
What's wrong?
Hey, everybody, look who's here. I finally got Nola out of her rut and helped celebrate.
Hey.
This has been the award-winning Guiding Light. Fashions provided by Lily Rubin Salon South Southwest, Glen Tex, and Barney's.